Welcome to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman, where you'll learn how to awaken your divine soul and open your human heart. Sit back, relax, and get ready to laugh and learn. Here's Sara.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman. So glad to be here with you on this beginning of April 2018. And, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I write that date, 2018, and I'm just wondering, how could we possibly be here already? It just seems that time is flying by. In this world of ours, time is flying by, and it's hard to sometimes remember. Are we in 2014, 2019, 2008? Where is this life, this journey? This journey is just speeding along, and a lot of what we can do is just remember to experience it, just remember to be in it and to enjoy it. Today we are talking about how can we choose between dark and light? And what we do on this show, for those of you who are new to me, is we take a spiritual topic. I teach spirituality and intuition, and we take a topic every week and we kind of explore it. And some of the things that we explore, we will also be exploring. I teach a lot of online courses, and so often the way we do it so that you can get the most full experience is we'll talk on the radio about something, and then you can get a low cost or even free course to follow along with. What we've got upcoming for housekeeping for all of you who, I think we have almost 900 people signed up, but we are having a free offer for a free 11-week online Seeker's Guide. And the Seeker's Guide is the companion study guide to my new book, Messages from the Divine, which will be out next month. So right now, you can go to sarawiseman.com and sign up for your free 11-week online Seeker's Guide. And then when the book comes out, we'll all be able to do it together. Of course, I'll be talking about it on the show. You don't have to buy the book. You need the book to use it, but you can get the book from the library, or you can share with a friend. There's no obligation to buy anything. Anyway, that's what we're trying to get, the biggest critical mass of people signed up so that we are all working on this work together, this very exciting divine lessons that are going to come out next month. Also in housekeeping, let's see, we have signups are open for Intuition University, which is my group training, and we are signing up now for summer 2018. So if you're interested in that, that's something I teach directly. Just go to sarawiseman.com. It's all, I just put everything right there on the front page. You just look at it, there's the thing, and you just click it, and it's pretty simple. You don't have to hunt around for things. Today is Free Readings Tuesday, and I invite you to call in to 888-298-5569. That's 888-298-5569. And I'm happy to look into whatever is going on in your life, provide whatever insight is given to me in the moment. And I'm also very open to hearing your comments about our discussion, what we're talking about in terms of spirituality and intuition and the universe and being a soul living here on this planet and how we navigate that. Our subject today is how we can choose between dark and light, but you don't have to call about that. Anything in your life is just fine. And let's just go into meditation real quickly before we go to our first caller. I would like you to, if you're not driving, if you are driving, just keep driving and think about this. If you're not driving, go ahead and close your eyes And I just want you to imagine that you're in a dark room and there are some scary things in the corner. And these might be scary things from your past or scary things that you're worried about, because we all have these fears and worries. Or they might be things that are painful to you, all the ways we feel these kinds of emotions. Or they might be things that you're angry about. And I just want you to imagine that the corners of the room are just kind of filled with these dark blobs of fear and pain and anger and just kind of suffering. And you're in the room. And the room is completely dark. And it's pretty terrifying to just stand there in the room with all this gunk and junk surrounding you. You can't see it and you can't figure it out. It's just like there. And now I just want you to discover that you have in your hand a flashlight, and it's a divine flashlight. It's a universal flashlight. And you just begin to shine this flashlight, this big divine flashlight, into the corners of the room. And you see the gunk and the junk and the stuff of all this fear and pain and anger and just general unhappiness and suffering. And I want you to notice that as you shine the flashlight on this gunky stuff, the minute the light hits it, it just dissipates. It just poof, it's gone. And this is this idea that when we turn our soul self, our divine self, the divine light, universal light, when we turn our attention to soul perspective, the dark stuff no longer is scary and hiding in the corners. It's just not there. It just dissipates. Now, we may still have things that we're experiencing that aren't pleasant, but we are not having them be monster-like fear, pain, anger. It's not our minds making them more than they are. It's not our minds making them into these huge monsters. We just look from soul perspective, not from mind ego perspective, but from soul perspective. We shine this divine flashlight and poof, we understand. It's just my mind building that up. It's just my mind holding on to that anger. It's just, oh my gosh, it's just nothing. It's nothing. There's nothing even in this room. There's nothing even in this room. Maybe there's unpleasantment, maybe there's discomfort, maybe there's real suffering, but it's not as big as I thought it was. And I just want you to right now shine that flashlight all around the room and just notice as everything dissipates when you really look at it from soul. And with that, we will just come back to our time together and we will begin with our Free Readings Tuesday. And again, you can call in to 888-298-5569. We've got space on the lines. If you wanted to have a Free Readings Tuesday, 888-298-5569. And looks like first up we have Dana calling from Houston. Dana, welcome to the program.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for calling in. So what is on your mind, or what can I help you out with today?
I have started a business long about last fall, and we just actually switched it to a non-for-profit, and I am just curious about funding for this particular piece I'm working on. If you have any insight as to, I have the plan, I have everything in motion, I'm out there doing this project, and now we have to go find some funding somewhere.
So, how did it feels like this is a passion for you. This isn't just I'm going to start a business to make some money. It's just like, when did this passion, when did it start for you? How long ago was that?
It actually started, it started years ago. It's based on helping just kind of heal the emotional needs of society right now in this ever-changing society we're in. And what really made this particular thing take flight was during Hurricane Harvey here in Houston. And it was the sadness that surrounded that, and just seeing so many people showing so much compassion, but also just pulling together as communities. So it made me, I just kept asking, how can I be of service? We did everything like donating and helping our neighbors and doing what we needed to do, but there was more that I felt I needed to be responsible for. So ended up creating this this project, which started out as nothing more than a project and is now kind of escalated into this business and this non-for-profit. And you're right, it is very much a passion for me, and it is very much, I do it for free right now, but obviously I can't continue on that pace. I have to, I have to be able to provide for it and some employees, and, I am very passionate about it. So really it kind of took flight in about August of last year.
So I've just really, I have chills, which a lot of, when I talk about having chills, I sometimes, or chill flooding down my body. And that's always the sign of this thing, this project, this service, being in seva to others that is just completely supported by the universe. And one thing I think is so interesting, Dana, is that even though you think that this is, so it's going to be magnificently, wonderfully successful, and there's going to be quite a lot of attention given to it. Maybe not quite yet, but I think within a couple months, things will, sort of have a snowball or a tipping point. But one thing that's interesting is that this is not just about Houston or your local community. Some of the things, what I'm seeing is that some of the things you've set up is like they're going to be, I'm not going to call it franchise, but that idea of duplicate this program in other areas, Santa Barbara, where they had those things, or just these other areas where there are, natural disasters are not going to be, unfortunately, ending soon. So I think preparing to scale up more quickly than you'd thought, not in a freaking out way, like, what? I'm doing the most I can right now. Now I have to scale up. What? Just trusting that,
what I've been
trusting that. Yeah, good. So that's
right.
Your main
that's
job
exactly
is
what I'm doing.
Yeah. Your main job is getting,
in that scaling up process is, okay, so we need to build the software that goes along with it, because it's not just for natural disasters. Actually, right now, we're working on the educational model, which is teaching high school children about business, but also teaching them how to create businesses that are compassion-filled and that do social good as well. And they're actually working on foster care. So it's, it is a scale-up model that needs to be done.
Yeah. So
sorry,
the
Sarah,
thing that I'm
ahead.
seeing, oh no, go ahead. The piece to scale up, and I think the high school piece is wonderful, but the piece that I'm seeing that will sort of spread and grow, and I'm just going to use that franchise idea. It's not a franchise, but that idea of multiplying is the piece of community activation in terms of helping each other. And because what you're really doing in terms of universal energy, is what you're really doing is creating oneness. You're creating little pockets of oneness when communities help each other. And that's what the universe is supporting. It's supporting any way that we can understand ourselves as collective soul and understand how the same we are and understand how, we're not separate in any way. So that is that piece of anything that has to do with bringing community together, not just for helping in a disaster, but those feelings that happen when people realize we are together, we are together. That's the piece that the universe is supporting, that creation of the reality and the understanding of oneness for every person that you are touching with this work that you're doing. A lot of people get oneness, more and more and more. In fact, the more disasters we've had, the more we're starting to understand oneness. But a lot of people don't, which is why you're out there spreading the word. So consider it. I think it's really good to drop out of like the business plan and looking at the specifics and really get what you're doing from a spiritual level. And from a spiritual level, you are carrying the message of oneness. That's your piece that you're doing. And that's the part that's going forward. So, gosh, this is going to go really fast. Within 3 months, you'll have some new partners or helpers that are pretty significant. And I think that the model will be called into some of the places, especially California seems like a place where there's some partnering. But by late fall, I think that you'll be expanding, you'll be doing that multiplying of efforts in different locations. So just kind of nothing to panic about. It's just going to go really quickly. Well, Dana, thank you so much for calling. We wish you the best, and
so
just keep going. All righty, we are going to go to a very quick break. Yeah, thank you. We're going to take a super quick break. We'll be back to take more free readings Tuesday, 888-298-5569, and we'll be back in just a moment with more Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman.
Are you an empath, intuitive, sensitive, or seeker who wants to learn more? Do you long to master the secrets of spiritual intuition for personal or professional growth? Would you like to work directly with Sara? Sign up now for Intuition University, Sara's year-long program in spiritual intuition, where you'll study with a supportive group of kindred souls, just like you. Classes start every semester. Learn how you can become a student of Intuition University at sarawiseman.com.
Seattle, Tacoma, Antwerp? That's right. We're streamed worldwide on our app and on the web at 1150kknw.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman. Today is Free Readings Tuesday, and you can call into 888-298-5569. And very happy to chat with you about whatever's going on in your life or whatever you'd like to look into. And so on the phones, we have Eugenia calling from Kirkland. Eugenia, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sara. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, thanks for your patience. What is going on for you, or what can I help you out with today?
I am curious about work and in what I'm doing and financial abundance in that, is that going to improve, and or should I be fanning out or thinking of fanning out into either doing other things or just maybe getting a completely new job?
Yes, thank you. You know, you have a lot of ability to create whatever it is that you would like. And so I think it's an important time to take a step back and look at kind of like how you, not so much what the end result is, like creating this job or making this change, but almost like how you want to go through your days in terms of how you're spending your time. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so in things of like, you know, driving time or schedule or people you work with, or if you like to, you know, walk at lunchtime or work out, or, you know, whatever it is that you like to do, like if those things are part of the situation, because it seems like you could pretty easily throw yourself into a lot of busyness and a lot of almost like a lot of drama, and you could handle it because you're the kind of person that can handle that. But I'm not sure that's where you're at right now. It almost feels like you need more time to yourself. How, what comes to mind when I say that for you? This idea of having some more reflection time built into your work day.
It makes sense. I definitely have a job that it can be crazy busy or it can be, slow. And so I think in the slow time, I have time to, work on, looking at what do I want to create.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
busyness that used to be my total way of life, and I don't really want that anymore. I want, like you said, like quality. How am I spending my time? Quality, and then also what am I getting back out of that, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. And so, one of the things I've been thinking of, so I have a book coming out next month, and I've been really busy, really, really busy. And there was one point where I just kind of threw up my hands and was like, I don't like this level of busyness. And one of the things that came to me was, what I want is, this is my catchphrase, and I think this is what's applying to you. I want recess every day. I want to like go to a park or watch a funny movie or meditate or go to the gym, or those are my things that I like.
Yeah.
I want recess every day. And if it's this kind of life where it's just busy, and then go to sleep and then get up and busy, that's not for me. That's not meaningful life. It's not meaningful life. We have to have these pockets where we can connect with everything, the whole universe. And so I think that's the thing. I feel like it would be better for you to begin to look for something different and use that new environment or new situation to have some new input. And then after that new job, I think that's when you're going to be creating more of the ultimate thing that you're doing. It's almost like there's a new job that's a stepping stone to something else. I think it's important to not stay where you are. And it's like you've kind of done that. You can't get any further doing the same thing anymore. And again, recess every day. That's what you really, really want. That's what's going to make you truly happy, is those times where you're enjoying yourself. How does that sound to you?
That's really well said, because it was funny. Yesterday I had one of my first, like, totally free days, and I just did like nothing but, stuff that I just really enjoyed doing, and it was fun. I went for a walk, and I went to, Edmonds, and I just wandered around, and I for one, I didn't feel guilty about it. I was like, I just need to do. I was so exhausted. It felt like, I like you said, I need that every day, and I love the recess every day. I love it.
Yeah, and that's where you're really living, like Edmonds, you're out by the water, by Puget Sound, and it's like the nature and the universe can communicate with you and reach you when you're in these calm, relaxing states, and that is the place where all the direction and all the guidance happens, is when we're enjoying ourselves, in this beautiful way. Well, good. Well, I wish you the best. I think it's going to be very easy. I think the more walks you take and the more recess you get, the more clear your path is going to be. And it's definitely a time to make some changes and go forward into what you really want. So thank you, Eugenia. We appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate your call. Yeah, you guys, recess every day. That's my new mantra. And it's recess could be a walk. I like to go swimming. It's too cold still, but it could be meditation. It could be we rehearse our music. That's a recess. It could be watching a silly movie. Just make sure you get that enjoyment time, no matter how busy you are. This is where the universe can reach you, is when you're relaxed and open and having fun and not worrying, when you're in this state of enjoyment. Alrighty, let us go to the phones, and looks like we have Nicole calling from San Diego. Nicole, welcome to the program.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you.
Yes, hi.
Before. It's been a while. I was hoping, I was hoping that you might be able to kind of check into my field right now and give me a little bit of clarity, because I've totally spun myself into confusion and my discernment is off. And I recently went through another dark night of the soul experience, and I think I'm on the verge of a healing crisis, perhaps. So my nervous system is just blah. And I'm in a rebuilding process, but the confusion is just so overwhelming. I don't know which way to go. And in some levels, I'm kind of feeling a little bit trapped in some unhealthy patterns in my relationship, and then being a stay-at-home mom. So then having all these aspirations. So I keep feeling like, as some people would term, kind of one foot in 3D, 5D living, or however people are, if that gives any kind of picture as to what I'm describing. So, yeah, and even the way I'm talking, I'm usually pretty articulate, and it's just like, I just feel fuzzy and, pulled in many different directions.
Yeah, I think you are making perfect sense, and I think a lot of people listening can absolutely resonate with how you're feeling. So I would say you're not really feeling heavy. I'd say you're feeling buzzy. And it's interesting, like we just had this full moon in Libra, and I thought for me it was going to be really easy because I'm an Aquarius and it's an air sign. And it was one of the worst full moons I've had in a long time.
It was
and
intense,
I was
right?
sort of in this Yeah. So I was sort of in this place where you are. And this buzzy feeling is when your mind is just looping. And so what you're really having is you're having mind looping.
Yes.
Which is fine. I mean, it's fine. Don't castigate yourself. It's just like we all have this. But the antidote for the mind looping is, some people might say it's breathing, or some people might say it's meditating. But for me, when those things don't work, when the mind is looping so fast, like loop, 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 all this negative thought and anxiety and feeling like we're not good enough, one of the best things to do is really just to focus on something that's really simple. Like I like to do nature and just go out there and let nature kind of wash everything clean. Or reading a book that isn't a self-help book. That's just a story, or watching watching a silly show or listening to music. And I think when all this anxiety starts to come in, if you can remember that, like, the mind looping is fake. It's not. It's just like having a really negative person in your mind telling you what to do, but your soul is not negative. Your soul does not have any of these concerns, but for some reason you've got a very strong mind that's just like, Nicole, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, that's all fake stuff. It's all fake. It's trying to brainwash me. And just remembering, like, this is not real. It's just your mind trying to boss you around. And maybe you could even have a little joke with it. I think somebody used to have, I can't remember, it was something like they called it like Bertha. Bertha was bossing them around. And give your mind a funny name so that you can help recognize, like, this is not even real, because you are not your mind. You are your soul. When you let your soul lead stuff, the whole reality changes. The whole reality changes. So
it does. Just can't get back there. So nothing deeper is showing up. I appreciate what you're saying. My usual tricks aren't working. All of this.
Yeah, your mind is, it's lovely to have a strong mind, but when your mind is taking you down this path of anxiety and not feeling worthy, and also I do sense that you're in some pretty conflicting relationships, and a lot of conflicting, like, your home life is pretty conflicted right now, and that can be even harder because you feel really trapped there.
Yeah.
How old are your children?
They're about to turn 10.
Yeah. Okay. So, and yeah, it would be really good to get some support system, like some kind of spiritual group that you're in, just to get a really different perspective from the mom world. And I think they're boys. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole boy vibe. And it would be really good to have them be taken care of by their father a night a week, and you go get out and do like a soul circle or something like that. Not necessarily like yoga, but something where people sit around and talk, especially if there's maybe some little bit older women there who might have been through what you've been through, and just get some support.
Feels good. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty hard. It's really hard to be a parent. It's really hard to be a parent when the relationship is, it's not working out like you thought it would. And so that is kind of running this anxiety and fear, like, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? What am I going to do? And, life is very long. Some people stay together. Some people get divorced. I don't know, and I wouldn't say for you what's going to happen, but you are in that.
It's in the void still.
Yeah, you're in that chaotic place of knowing things aren't how you want them, and not knowing how to fix them, and not knowing if they can be fixed. And but life is long, and people move through all kinds of, things. This passage that you're in right now of being a mother is just like a piece of your life. Mm-hmm. And just kind of remembering that, just like, this is just, it's like, when you were in mid-high, you weren't in mid-high forever. Thank goodness.
Yes, I may be identifying too much as mom role and not giving enough to myself again. Yeah, could be. Think of, like, when you look back when you're 80, how will you have wanted to be in your life? Like, who will you have wanted to be? And that's closer to the wisdom that you can be following now. You can just ask your 80-year-old self, what advice should I give myself? Or, so do you think there's something, you're in San Diego, there should be quite a few, like spiritual support circles, like maybe at a
a Unity Church or something like that, I would think that you'll
I
be
can
able
get
to find.
back. I disconnected from my group because I was going a different way. But yeah, there are resources.
Yeah,
I've
and
been
not
isolating a lot because I feel like I
yeah,
don't want to be
not,
around people because I'm like all darty and frantic, frenetic energy.
yeah, and not well, not a mom group, and not a
No.
group that has people your age. People a
Okay.
little bit older will be the ones that can kind of set you on a little bit different perspective.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, that feels really key to getting some older sage
yeah,
advice and wisdom. Yeah, thank you.
yes, people have lived through it. Because man, I've been to where you are, and I made my way through, and a lot of people have. So you will also. You will be okay.
Okay,
Okay,
I've been here
Nicole,
many
thank you
times.
for
Yeah.
calling, and
Thanks.
yeah, thank you for calling.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Take care.
Absolutely.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yes. So, yep, we're going to take a super fast little break, and then we're going to go back to the phones. You're listening to Ask Sarah with Sara Wiseman, and we will be back in just a flash.
Dip your hand behind the moon and let me see your face. Sink your hand behind the sky. I wanna know your grace. I have seen 1,000 moons and I have searched the skies. What I know, what I seek is right here in your eyes.
Are you a seeker on the path of soul growth? Did you know that Sara Wiseman's new book, Messages from the Divine, Wisdom for the Seeker's Soul, comes with the free Seeker's Guide? This 11-week online course helps you dive deep into the teachings of Sarah's new book, and it's Sarah's gift to you. Get Messages from the Divine and your free Seeker's Guide now at sarawiseman.com.
Tell your friends about Alternative Talk 1150.
Gold sinks in deep. Trail your fingers through my hair and press it to your cheek. Somewhere the sun is shining on the other side of the world.
Alrighty, we are back with more Ask Sarah with Sara Wiseman. Today is Free Readings Tuesday, 888-298-5569. And we'll go to the phones where we have Tammy calling from Seattle. Tammy, welcome.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for taking my call. My question
Yes.
or my answer, I don't know. I'm really nervous right now. I've been going through some.
Don't.
Hold on a sec. I've been going through some changes. See if I can spit this out. I've been working on myself and trying to live my life for how I want to live and to be a good person and be happy. And I've been in a relationship for a long time, and I've put a lot of work into it. Right now I'm at a point where I either want to really put the work into it or just leave. And so I was sort of wanting some guidance in that area, or because I really don't want to waste any more time in life.
Okay, so thank you, Tammy. And I can tell you don't need to be nervous. just
Thank
you
you.
just don't need to. I'm super super easy. The thing for you is you have been coming up to this decision for a long time, is what I see, and the idea of putting the work into the relationship is lovely and great, but of course both people have to put the work in, or else the boat's not gonna row. It's like both oars have to be going in the water. So that's the question, is if this other person is also working at the level you are. And I'm not going to answer that question. That's just the question I have for you, is are you being met and are you being matched at the level that you long for, the deep level that you long for?
Yes.
So I think I would, yeah. So if the answer's yes, if you're being matched and met, you know, then of course that's wonderful, and you can go forward. You know, we're not perfect. We're all just these humans with all our faults and flaws, you know, just trying to hurt us. So, and if you're not being matched and met, then that's another question for you. What do you feel? Do you feel like?
Well, I think up until yesterday was the first day that I think that I accepted the fact that whatever happened, and not try to resist it, because that's what I've been doing for a long time, is just not accepting the things the way they are. I'm trying to change it, I guess. I don't, always see that. But I think yesterday I told myself that I am going to accept whatever's going on. I'm going to accept my emotions, my feelings when I'm going through at whatever particular moment. I'm going to accept whatever choices he makes instead of trying to, fight it and change it. And so today I feel different. I feel calmer, which is sort of good. So I don't know. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to say one thing to him and see if he comes to me with, how can I say that? I don't even know how to choose the word.
Well, it's almost like you're remembering that, men and women often communicate pretty differently. Like women like to, this isn't for everybody, but women like to talk, and men like to, they don't always like to talk, which is okay. So just accepting that there's also not only, there's different ways that you're communicating. There's that old book, the 5 love languages, that talks about how people show their love. If you haven't read that, that could be useful. Yeah. It talks about how people, are different in the way they show their love. And when you know what the person's style is, it's helpful. But I think accepting is fine. But I also have the feeling like you need to make sure you're not settling for. I think the bigger piece of a life is that we're here for our own soul growth. And sometimes, I'm not saying this is for you, but sometimes we are asked to move out of relationships if, we just can't go forward, if the other person doesn't want to go forward to the place where we're going. Sometimes that is the reality, which I know you know. Well, I think just letting go of the need to change things and then just observing what really is there will be useful to you, Tammy. And just being patient and giving yourself, I wouldn't do anything. I would just wait till end of May before you make any big decisions. Just like accept and observe and see what happens. And you'll know by the end of May what you want to do. Okay. Alrighty, thank you for your call. We appreciate your time. Okay, yes, bye. Thank you. Yeah, looks like we have Jan from Kent calling. Jan, welcome.
Well, hello.
Hi, it might be, is it Jan or Yan?
Jan.
Jan, okay. Great. What can I help you out with today?
I am so excited to be here.
Good. Me too.
Yay! Hey, even though I'm in an awesome mood and the energy, connecting with you, the energy is amazing, I am very stuck occupationally and in my love life, and I would love to hear what you get about that.
So how could a high energy person with such a cool name be stuck? How could this be?
If I had the answer to that, I wouldn't be calling in today. Would I now, right?
I think, but I think that is the key, is that, here's how I see it. I don't follow the law of attraction method of setting goals and like visualizing them and affirming them and so forth. I don't follow that. I follow a system of letting the universe tell me where I'm supposed to be, when, doing what. I really just let the universe guide me completely. And I think that if you were to spend a little bit of time, like maybe even this weekend, just kind of like doing a personal vision quest to see where you're being called to, I think that some of these things of stuckness would pretty quickly, like you'd find a different path that you're meant to be taking. Feels like you're not quite on the right path, and it's very easy for you to listen and get the guidance, receive the synchronicities, meditate and receive the visions. That would all be pretty easy for you to do. And it seems like it could happen pretty quickly, like if you dedicated some time this weekend.
I've done a lot of that, to be honest with you, and it hasn't come through yet. And I'm glad to do it again. Right?
Yeah, I think what I tend to do is probably every month I sort of just focus on, am I following the guidance or am I off the track? And I'm always off the track. That's why I do it every month, to get back on track. So I think that could be useful. And I like to just, use a journal, meditate, like again, have this little retreat for yourself, like show me the path, and then allow the synchronicities to come forward. And creating that intentional space can be really useful because we get so busy in our regular lives. It's harder for the universe to reach us. But if you make that intentional, like a little vision quest for yourself, things can come through pretty easily. So try that and see what happens. Like this weekend would be a great weekend. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. So we'll have that shared energy at the same time. Yeah.
Any thoughts about love life? Meaning my love life.
It's kind of all in the same thing. Yeah. It's kind of all in the same thing. Love life seems more synchronistic. Like the vision I'm having is like you're just sort of wandering around without any expectation of what the partner needs to be. And then you're kind of bumping into who you're supposed to be with, but without expectation, without, people are always like, oh, I want this style of person and I want them to be like this. It's like, just let all that go and say, universe, you pick. Universe is like the, what is that in The Fiddler on the Roof? The matchmaker. Universe is the matchmaker. And you just are wandering around going, help me find my soulmate and let me be surprised by who it is. That's how I like to do it. Well, Jan, thank you so much for calling. And you're going to be totally fine with the energy that you have and the heart you have. Just ask for guidance and then just follow it when it comes. It's really the only way to walk the path. Anyway, thank you for calling. We appreciate your energy today.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you. And then we're going to go to our last caller today, who is Kathy, calling from California. Kathy, welcome to the program.
Welcome. Can you hear me all right? Or
yes, perfectly. Thank you. What is going on for you today?
Well, I wish you could see my room. I wish I could light flashlight to get through all of the clutter and get on with my life and move. And I've been trying to move from my home that I've owned for 12 years, for the past 4 years. But I guess I'm just asking about when you are in pain and is there soul pain? Because I seem to be hanging on to a lot of stuff that I can't let go of as far as, all the pain of my job and my loss of my life, sort of. I can't explain it, but I felt I wasn't a mother, but I did bring babies. I was in a profession that was really my baby, I guess. But,
yeah. Well, I don't want you to not have hope right now. I think we do go through we do go through these darker periods and lighter periods. And I think just understanding that this is, sometimes we go through the darker phases because we do need to look at all the things that we perceive as, pain or fear or anxiety or anger or suffering. We need to look at them. It's also almost like we're sorting through them. And so you're in this process of sorting through and really taking everything and deciding, I'm not talking about physical things, I'm talking about your emotional stuff, and really deciding, I don't want this one anymore, this past anger or this past wound. You just can actually say, I'm done with this one. I am free to walk on without it. I would look at it that way. We get to be these adults. I don't know how old you are, but we get to be in our 40s or 50s or 60s or beyond, and we have a lot of baggage. And really the process of moving to our next lifetime after this life is just taking everything out of the bag and checking all the bad stuff out and only keeping the good stuff. And I think that's you're sorting and just, especially the past disappointments, the past hurts, really taking those from a place of compassion, you and the other people you knew back then, these past hurts and past disappointments. I just think, we were all so young and stupid, or just we just didn't know. And really having compassion for your younger self and the decisions maybe that you made, or that, I made, or that we all made, just having compassion for not knowing what you know now.
Right.
Kathy, I wish you the best. Yeah, I'm so sorry I have to go.
I wanted to say that I'm taking your course, so it's the perfect time, I hope.
Good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for calling, and have hope for sure. Everybody, go ahead and sign up for your free 11-week Seeker's Guide. It's the companion to my new book, Messages from the Divine. We'll be talking about it more as we continue on the show. It's always Free Readings Tuesday. We'll be with you next week, too. Again, get that free Seeker's Guide, 11-week online course, and you can just go to sarawiseman.com. You'll find it there. Also, we've got group training coming around for summer. You'll also find that there at sarawiseman.com. I'm very happy to be with you here. This is our debut show, KKNW, and we will be coming back to you every Tuesday and looking forward to more discussion and sharing and learning how to live from our soul. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next week.
Want more of Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman? Tune in weekly for more divine teachings on living a soul-led life. Want Sara's books, courses, and free gifts? Visit sarawiseman.com.
Ready to learn the secrets of spiritual intuition? Did you know that Sara Wiseman offers over 20 courses in psychic development, soul growth, karma, healing, past lives, and more? And that they're all sliding scale, pay what you want? These premium online courses are self-study, so you can work on your own schedule. Sign up for Sarah's courses now at sarawiseman.com. That's SARA Wiseman.com.